Hey there, gamer guys and girls. Welcome to the D&D Brothers intro video, where we're going to give you a little bit of a summary of what you can expect to find on this channel. So the first thing that you're going to find on this channel is a DM perspective and a player perspective on all things Dungeons & Dragons. So what are we talking about here? Well, first of all, we're going to be giving you a week-to-week or sometimes bi-weekly, depending on scheduling, for our campaign that we're running on player and DM perspective on events that happen in that game, the funny things that can happen, the negative things that can happen, depending. We're also going to, of course, be looking at D&D products. Like, is it worth going out and getting some of the supplements? How good quality is the information, the extras? And last but not least, I think we're going to be discussing group dynamics, right? How do you keep a group together as it's still 5, people, and trying to make sure that the social aspect works, the hurdles that you can come across with the varying types of personality in Dungeons & Dragons. So definitely something that we want to cover. And who are we to discuss that? Well, first of all, I am the ultimate member of my family. My name is Kyle. I am 36 years old, and this is my older brother.
I'm Jamie. I'm the underling of my ultimate brother here.
A good underling, then.
I'm a good underling. I try very hard. I'm 42, and...
Really?
Yeah. This year, actually, it's been 42 years I've been walking around.
Oh, I feel like I've known you were only 36.
I know, it seems that way. So that's it. I'm going to be giving the DM perspective while Kyle gives you the player perspective, and we're going to have a lot of fun doing this, I think.
Absolutely. So let's give the people an idea of what it is that got us into D&D. Why do we play Dungeons & Dragons? So tell us how it started, considering it started with you.
Yeah, it did. It started over 30 years ago. Quick, instant...
Let's call it 20, 30 sounds too long.
I'm sorry. I jumped into DMing when I was a teenager. I got introduced to the game by a friend of mine. Decided to try and run my own games. Brought my brother and my sister in.
Just so we're clear, that would have made me about 8 years old.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
My high quality D&D playing was not the best.
No, you weren't that great of a participant at that point.
I was just happy that I had a sword.
That's it. Yeah, you liked to run around and whack things.
My first character's name was Chewbacca.
Oh, was it? Yes, it was. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, and our sister played an elf.
Yes, she did.
Right. Very high charisma elf, 18. Anyways, we are way off track, but so let's bring it back. So 30 years later, I'm back into D&D after a mental health injury, where my therapist recommended that I find a social outlet. I know D&D is not really the social outlet that everybody thinks it is, but it worked. So now that's it. I run DM campaigns. I've been running campaigns and adventures now for 2 years. Over 2 years.
Well, our campaign's at least 2 years.
Yeah, that's it. So I started just beginning of 2020, I think, and that's it. I run 4 campaigns a week now. With my players. So, and
it must be nice to have that kind of
that's
free
it.
time.
That's it. I brought my brother in because I needed another victim.
Yeah, but I'm a hard to kill player, so let's be fair on that one.
Well.
So yeah, that's how I got into it. I mean, both times that I've ever been involved in D&D was through you when I was younger, and just wanted to spend time with my older brother. Thought you were super cool. You're still pretty cool, but like super is a strong, super's a strong word nowadays. I'll give you super. Okay. Anyways, and then like you called me back there to join this campaign that you were getting into. It's funny too because everyone you called me, I don't think you were expecting me to say yes.
No, actually I wasn't.
There's quite a bit of hesitation, and I remember that my first answer was, dude, we're adults now. So like I don't know if we really need to be getting into chronological adults. We are chronological adults. But we had been having a little bit of trouble finding time to see the family and spend time together. Yes, so I thought that would be a good opportunity. Obviously, a weekly consistent game was going to be awesome. Then of course, obviously to support you going through what your trauma that you suffered there. So obviously that was another reason. So that's exactly what brought me back into it. And so far, I'm really happy that I did. It's been a nice thing.
It has been fun.
To once a week to get together with some people and talk and hang out and stuff like that and have conversations about the topic and fantasy and where things are going. So, what do you think for this channel? What do you think a DM's perspective really means? Like, how does a DM's perspective help a person who's looking into D&D or getting into Dungeons & Dragons?
Well, I think, one of the big things, especially for players that never DM or have little experience DMing, they don't understand the prep work, the challenges that we face and stuff like that. One of the biggest ones in DMing is players never stay on script. Players always go off storyline, they go off script and everything else like that. So big thing is adaptation. Talk about adaptation, how to roll with your players' decisions. And when they go completely off, at the start of a campaign, they decide to sell the the cart that they're supposed to be transporting for reward.
That's not my fault. You made the cart worth more than I was being paid to transport
Admittedly,
it.
and I was just reading the book, right? I didn't make that one up. That was just the book. It was badly written. I agree. Anyways,
They should have made the pay more than the cart. That's all I'm saying.
so what can we expect from the player point of view?
Well, I think player point of view, especially, I've been talking to a few people that play D&D and stuff like that. I don't think that, all the time people realize how much you can actually swing the experience for you and the people that are playing in your game as a player. That you have that ability. A lot of people think that the world creation is solely the job of the DM, and as a player, you actually have a lot that you can do to bring that ambiance, to bring the that extra little oomph to your character. So having that player perspective on how to handle a situation, how to react to a situation, tricks and stuff like that, to get the most out of your own personal character, absolutely something that I think a lot of people want to know about and want to have extra information on, and maybe just some ideas for how they want to play their own characters.
I think that sounds great. Yeah.
Absolutely. So hopefully have you guys coming back to check out all of the upcoming content.
Right.
So we're going to be uploading as often as we can. If you have a topic or a question, something that you're really curious to get our perspective on, go ahead and leave that in the comment section below. Would be absolutely happy to get to any of those and give you the DM player perspective on it. And of course, make sure that you keep on gaming.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you again.